is Friday night. Oh my gosh, I am so excited that it is Friday night. You know what kept me going this week? Knowing that Friday night I would be able to diamond art, and it has been a very long week. I have not diamond arted since last week when we did Friday Night Lights, which I think ended up being on a Saturday because I was still spending time with my grandbaby, whom I love very much. So here we are back to, I've got to figure out, hang on just a sec. Okay, I had to figure out, because I take that crinkly cellophane off so that you don't hear that through the entire thing, I need to figure out how to put my tray down so it doesn't stick. So here we go. I ran and got a cover sheet, cover paper, and now I can sit down and diamond art. Oh my gosh. It is so good to be here with you tonight. It has been one crazy week. The joy of being older is that you cannot remember things. I don't remember a whole lot of things. So for sure, I don't remember if we talked about this last week, but this week in our office today, it is Friday the 27th, is Pokemon Day. That is a really big deal in our office because we transform everybody in the office into their own Pokemon cards. Now, last year, let me see if I can get this a little better. Last year, we did a filter that was kind of a Disney style. It wasn't Disney, but that fun animated style is what we did. Oh gosh, sorry, I haven't been able to see what I'm doing. And this year we went with more of a fantasy trading card style. I know it's Pokemon Day. You would think that means we are doing them as Pokemon cards. Last year we did them. They looked similar to Pokemon cards, but the filter again was more of a Disney style image. So that was fun. Okay, can we pick that up? But let me tell you, when you are doing 300 employees and personalizing all of their cards, it takes a while. And then you need to make packs of cards and they need to be able to trade them. Hang on, gotta get some wax. By the way, don't know that it matters, but this is the wax that I'm using. I love it. It's gonna last me forever. It smells really good. I tend to use the twist and pick pens most of the time, but I actually really like this one. This is from, let's see, Muni Made. I really like it, but I have to remember to use wax. Okay, back to Pokemon Day. So when we make the cards, you have to make them. We use Canva, which is incredible. Oops. One disadvantage is it does get wax on the top, so I'll have to wipe all that off. And then you want to be able to give them their own card, because everybody, you want your own card. And then we give them a pack of 5 random cards of people in the office. They may or may not know them, but then they just get to go trade however they want. They can do it based on first names. They can do it based on their team. They can do it based on, in my little collection is people on my team, and then my husband and my daughter work at the same company. So I try to get their cards as well, which is kind of ironic because I make the cards. So I don't know why I work so hard at it. I can just make their own cards for me, but I try to play along as much as possible. So we end up making, I don't know, 3,600 cards or something is how many we do, and then we have to sort them all. And when I say we make the cards, because cardstock does not print great in our office printer, we print them on regular paper in color, and then we need to print them all. We size them appropriately to trading card size, and then so you print 6 on a sheet, and then we hang on, can't think and put that in at the same time. Put them, glue them to cardstock, and then we cut them out on the cardstock, and then we round all the corners. Okay, well, apparently I got a phone call through that, and that was a coworker who was calling to say thank you for a fun day. I'll have to double check and see how far we got. I think I was telling you about printing them all and then rounding the corners, because you have to round the corners. I guess I will actually have to listen back and see where we got. But a trading card has rounded edges, so we round the edges and then we sort them randomly, because we try to do everything randomly, and put them in packs. I gotta tell you, it takes a lot of time. That is not coming off. Which I love. This is a true labor of love for our team. The thing I need to learn, start earlier, because we ran into this last year, but I think it was worse this year. This year, I had a grandbaby, and I gotta tell you, she was worth all the time, and I had an awesome team who also believed that that mattered. Grandbabies matter, because it's my first, and she's beautiful and glorious and deserves all the attention, because that's why we have them, to spoil. And then I also was sick, so that took all the extra time. And then, quite honestly, as I mentioned at the start, I don't remember a lot of things. And when we started planning this, it seemed really easy and simple. And then all of a sudden, when it came time to actually build them, I couldn't remember what we were doing. So I put it off longer than I should have. But it got done. It was a great day. That was Pokemon Day. Ended up being probably not a really productive day as far as work. But one of the best parts is we have a big team, and it used to be pretty much just people who worked on the support staff. And now we have HR and ops and order management, and we have a much bigger group than we used to. So this provides a way for them to mingle and get to know one another and trade cards, and it was just fun. Last year when we did it, I was in the corporate office, and the support team was much smaller there. Instead of having several hundred, there were 10. And it's a different team. They have a different style. They don't have the same enthusiasm. They're really great. They're hard workers, but it wasn't quite the same. So last year I missed, oh my goodness, I cannot pick that one up. Do I really have to put more wax on? Maybe I do. Because these are an AB, they are a little more challenging, but we're almost done with this color. But it was fun last year, but I didn't get the whole effect. So I had heard lots of stories about how it went over last year. This year I got to see it. It was awesome. People were already really excited because we'd done it last year. Had been looking forward to it. When everything kind of got delayed, I had sent some feelers out saying, hey, you guys, this may get pushed a day or two if we don't feel like we can get these cards done. As I mentioned, I have a great crew who pitched in, stayed late, not as late as I thought we were going to have to last night, but stayed a couple hours late, and we got it done. And so I thought last night I would get to Diamond Art, but thanks to public transit and the frustration that was, I missed the train as I was standing there banging on the train door to let me in. And so my daughter came and picked me up with the grandbaby, which meant she came over, and of course I'm going to spend time with them. So I got to do that last night, which was great. It was an awesome way to kind of wind down from the craziness of putting together all those cards. Okay, let's see. Oop, I just heard one fall. Don't know if it fell somewhere I can see, but so it was a lovely evening as well. I fell asleep very early. I think that made up for all the late nights that I've had for the past week. And so I was like, that's it. I am out. Today we left a little before 5 and was like, I'm just going to go home and Diamond Art. I don't want to have to make any decisions. I am tired. I'll have to look for that. So here we are. Here's the other thing I'm going to do. There is a local trial that started, and one of my most favorite YouTubers, Emily D. Baker, is covering the trial. I've probably mentioned her before. Anyway, this trial is happening in Utah. The days have run very long. It feels like they're at least 10-hour days. And I have catching up to do. So I am also going to be doing that late tonight. Let me see. What's a good color that I won't mess up? How about we go with P? Okay, let's find what that is. 23. All right, let me look through. 23. Oh, that's a good one. I am enjoying this when I can tell what the colors are, but it's pretty. I love the color. I love the flower, and I love the color, so it's a good one to do. So tonight, as soon as I finish this and get it uploaded, then I'm going to plant myself down on the couch, pull out my other canvas that I'm working on, and I'm going to put that trial on and catch up. From what I've been able to gather, it looks like there's been quite a bit of drama today. I don't know what it was. I had a little bit of downtime, and so I put it on while I was at the office. Let's see. Let's go here so we can see what I'm doing. And all of a sudden, it looked like there was a witness on the stand, and I had the volume down pretty low, so I couldn't figure it out, but I think the judge just stood up and they panned the camera really quick over to the state seal. Now, if you have watched any of Emily D. Baker they have they call it the only fan that I think showed up in the Massachusetts trials. So in Utah, they pan to the state seal. And so I cannot wait to find out what in the world was going on. They took a break for a while and then they came back. So I don't know, the chat that was going on looked like there were all sorts of suggestions. I am looking forward to seeing what it was. Can I move this over here? Maybe there's not as much as this color. Definitely gonna have to keep my eyes peeled for this. But yeah, isn't this gorgeous? This kind of berry color. Oh, I love it. So I'll just keep moving this on over because it looks like the majority of it is close to the edge here. So this will be good. So yeah, that is what else I'm going to do tonight and this weekend, probably overall. I do get to go see a show this weekend. My coworker, one of them who helped tremendously with the cards, she and I and her mom are going to see Peter Pan. Oh, it goes wrong. Peter Pan Goes Wrong. It's at the local theater. So we're going to do that. Looking forward to that. And yeah, usually we go serve in the temple, but that's closed for a couple weeks for cleaning, which feels like they did not that long ago, which is true. They actually did it around Christmas time, and that's what they've done for the past couple of years, but they've just changed the schedule. So instead of being off at Christmas, well, now we're off kind of in the spring. So I have 2 Saturdays where I don't have to do that, which is really nice. So I'm looking forward to that show. And then I'm also going on a cruise in, I think it's like 6 weeks, maybe 50 days on our countdown. Also doing that with his coworker and some of her friends. Her friend said she needed a girls trip and asked if I wanted to go along. So I'll be doing that as well. So I have that to look forward to. But yeah, it's going to be a good, hopefully very chill weekend. And after what feels like several very, very long weeks, I'm not going to complain. I'm not sad about it. Probably have some laundry to do. In fact, I know I have laundry to do. I was getting ready this morning and everything was overflowing in my laundry basket. So that was a calling. So I will do that as well. Kind of nice to get back to some normal stuff. I remember when my daughter, it was a few days after her little girl was born, and she was tackling some laundry, and she said, I never thought it would just feel nice and normal to be sitting and folding laundry. And I said, it's one of those things that grounds you. It's not a favorite thing to do by any means, but I do find there's something about it that kind of brings you back, recenters you. I know laundry is not everybody's favorite. I actually don't mind it. I don't iron, and I think most people have moved away from ironing. Not sad about that, because never a favorite of mine. I would save it until I had a couple baskets worth and then put on something really long like Gone with the Wind and sit and iron. But yeah, I haven't ironed in I don't know how long. But again, one of those things grounds you, brings you back, helps you feel a little normal, whatever that might be. So that's what I'm doing. What are you doing this weekend? Are you doing something fun? Something quiet? Are you sitting in front of the TV and catching up on all the shows you've recorded? I know usually the last couple days of the Olympics, I burn out. I'm like, okay, I've been sitting in this same spot on the couch for 2 weeks now. I am done. I'm going to watch something different. That's about where I was. But there was a sport I really wanted to see this time, and they truly kept it to the very end. And the nickname was Skimo. I think I talked about it last week. Ski mountaineering. It was nuts. But I enjoyed watching it, and I certainly did join in those last couple days to watch. So yeah, now it was perfect timing with the trial. It gives me something to focus on, and I think it's supposed to go 4 weeks, so I'll have lots of catching up to do. But that's probably enough for this session. Tell me what you are doing this weekend. I know we started with that. Tell me how your week has been. Tell me, is there something you are looking forward to? What do you do to reset? Do you like laundry? Do you like ironing? I know that there are people that love cleaning. I am not that person. I wish I was. But anyway, check in. How are you doing? I hope everything is fine. I can't wait to see how the week goes. It should be nice and quiet, and to hear how things are for you. Thanks for joining. We'll see you next time for Friday Night Drills. Bye.